Okay, this is me making the video for basic part 1 for CAD class in Onshape. Oh, don't have split screen, so I have to bounce back and forth a lot. There are two ways to approach making this part. You can sketch it from the top view, okay? And when you do that, you can imagine that you're going to get a whole solid piece. It'll have the two curvatures in it. But then you'll need to make a cut up here and down here and in the middle here to make it its final piece, which is a fine way to do it. There's also sketching the side view here, extruding it this way, and then you would need to put the holes in and round the edges. I'm going to do it the second way just because I know that's how a couple of my students were doing it. Maybe if I have time, I'll do it the other way as well, which means I am going to make, it'll be there. So I'm going to call it, make a sketch on this plane. Which plane will that be? That is the right. So I'm going to make a sketch on the right. I'm going to hit N to go normal and P to make that go away. Let's move that over here. So I need to look at these and say, how long is this total thing? It doesn't say it here. It just says this length, and this length. And down here it says 135. So if that's 135, and this circle has a radius of 30, then that means from here to here is 30. And if this is the same, which it looks like it is the same, from here to here, which is 30, so that means it's 135 plus 60 is the total length. 195, baby. So I'm going to make, should I make it as a rectangle? Let's actually sketch out the part like that. So let's just go boop, boop, boopity doop. Oh, it has an inner thing, right? Yeah. And I'm not putting on any measurements. I'll do that part after. One of the things that I know is that it is, let's see the blue. The blue means it is not fully constrained. We want all those lines to be black. One of the things that I know is there's symmetry here, so I'm going to set some things so I don't have to over dimension. I'm going to set some constraints to say that this is equal to this, that's equal to that, equal, so this is equal to this, and this is equal to this, and this is equal to this. So there's some symmetry there already. Do I need to do any more equals? No, I think the rest happen just from parallel and perpendicular things. All right, so I know that I want this. Nope, not cut. Where's dimension? I'm going to go here to here. And that's 195. Oh no, I'm in inches. Escape, 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 delete, delete. Let's remember that we have to go into workspace units and do millimeter. You can actually make a default preferences change if we're doing a lot of millimeters, so you don't have to do this every time, but that's up to you. All right, I'm not in the sketch. Now I double click to go back in the sketch. Now I'll do my 195. 195, okay. What other things? Well, I can use this 65, that 25. Which is it? Here is 65. And here to here is 25. Oh, gross. Parallel. That one and that one are parallel. Delete that. Stay parallel. Wonder why it did that. All right. Okay, and I know from this drawing, which is looking at it from the side, that that opening, well, this hole, there's a 30, but oh, that's looking at it from that way. Uh-huh. So no, that's that side, right? Top. This is why they should be more consistent with how they do it. It's got to be that opening then. It's got to be. So that's 25 and then that's 75. Weird that they do it that way. Very weird. But it makes sense. It's not the way that I would dimension it. But okay, now this doesn't look right, so I need to make sure that I have a dimension there. If this is 60 to there, and I know that's 30, then that means from here to here is 90. From here to here is 90. Sometimes when you're trying to say, well, where is it not fully constrained? Why is it not black? You want to drag different parts around, either points. So it looks like the only reason this isn't fully constrained is because it can float around in space. So I'll just constrain the midpoint of this to this. And now it's fully constrained. Yay! Which means I have enough measurements on it that it makes sense. And so I'm going to say, okay to you, Mr. Sketch. And then I'm going to look at you from the corner, not that corner, because this is the corner that they use. And I'm going to extrude this. Go that way, just because I feel like it. And what is that depth? Well, if that's 30 and that's 30, then that's 60. And it does have that square look, so that makes sense. 60. Okay, now let's look at the isometric comparison. I think the angle, their angle might be a little off of mine, but it generally looks correct. We'll tell more when we make the drawing, but let's put the holes in it now. So the holes are size of 30 for both. Located 135 apart. So we'll make a sketch here. We'll hit N to go normal. We'll put a hole here and a hole here. And we want them both to have a dimension of a diameter of 30. A diameter of 30. We want them to be on center. Huh? Dimension from there to there, please. Thank you. 135 apart. Okay. But we know we want this to be if it's 30, let's look at it again. If this is 30 in radius, then it's 60 in diameter, which means there's 15 difference? No. Oh, good. We know that that works out. Yeah, well, it must be 30 because if that's 135 and that's 30 in my other dimension, so that actually is good to see that. But how about side to side? Should be the same. Oh, and they're turning black, which means they're getting fully strained, which is good. And let's then finish the sketch. Look at it from that angle. And let's extrude this hole and this hole. Don't go that way. And we want to make sure it's a remove. Over here, remove. And go all the way down. I mean, you can put a specific amount, but whatever. Or you can just put a, you can make it a draft, which means it gets bigger and smaller as you go. I don't know if you can see that, but it's getting changing size. I can't show you with my hands because you're not here. And that's a 3-degree draft. What if we made it a 20-degree draft? See, then it gets bigger. Draft means it's like getting bigger as you go the extrusion. It's going at a degree, but we don't want that. Second end position, I could kind of just pick the position and say stop there, but I don't want to do that. I just want to say go all the way through and that distance, or I could say blind and I could say up to next. Up to face. A lot of different options, but through all also works, goes to infinity. I don't know, I just drug it and it was fine. Through all is probably best. So let's look at it again from the similar angle. Although I think that might be a cavalier, not isometric. Or maybe this one is. Okay, so we need to put the fillets. Fillets, and we said the radius is 30, and we'll fillet that, and that, and that, and that, and that. Notice I'm clicking on the edges. And that should be it. And we'll go back to the picture. Well, it looks right. I won't do the drawing now, but it's when you put the drawing out and you do all the same measurements that you should see it. I mean, I guess we have time. Close that. Create a drawing. Yeah, millimeter. Oh, you want it in B size? That's probably more appropriate. That's the part. Okay, so that is that view. I want view orientation right. All right, and what one was that? That was there, so let's bring that. Here. To get the other views, I need to, hold on a second, go back to projected view, click there. Yes, I'll be right there. And then this projected view. And then this projected view. And then isometric. That is not the isometric that I want, but that's okay. I can get out of projected view. Rotation angle. I am actually going to delete that, and I'm going to try to take the projected isometric view from here, then go at an angle. Is that the one I want? Still not right. I mean, it's fine. It doesn't really need to be exactly the same, but, well, we'll deal with that later. I just really want to get the drawings on there, or the scale. Accept. Bring it down. We can deal with that later. What I really wanted to see is if my dimensions are going to be the same when I dimension. That doesn't look right. Oh, I don't have show hidden lines. Show hidden lines. Okay, now I have that center thing. And do I want to put a center line on there? Edge to edge center line. I guess that has a somewhat similar center line to that. And then I need the circle one. Very tiny. But it's just different program for that. Let's do the dimensions. Radius of 30, check. Distance from here to here, 60, check. This, 30, check. I don't know why they're dimensioning to. Oh, no. I have the wrong thing. That's why this is the wrong view. That's supposed to be that view, isn't it? I'm looking at this. No, that's the right view. That's the right view, but they're not showing it as broken hidden lines and they're dimensioning it like that. That's not how it should be done. But that's fine. I'm just checking to see if I have it, if I made it right. I think I have everything. Oh, the 135. Boom. So, I could turn that in. Even though that's not exactly right, I could turn this in. Although I'd probably add all the title stuff. Okay, that is it.